Welcome students. This is the first part of the topic interrupts of 8085 microprocessor. In this video you will see what are the interrupts, its classification and various interrupt inputs. After this I will tell you the important concepts and frequently asked questions from the topic. So students, please watch the video completely and thoroughly and do not forget to subscribe the channel for more contents. So let's start with the topic. Students, as you know, in the 8085 microprocessor, there are 5 pins allotted to the external devices. Here, these external devices can request the microprocessor to service some task. Okay, and if microprocessor is ready to perform the task, or you can say service the task, it will send the acknowledging signal to that external devices using this INTA bar signal. Now let's define what are the interrupts. So interrupts are the signals generated by the external devices where they request the microprocessor to perform a task. Now let's see where it can be used. There is a wide area of applications of interrupts. It can be used in timers, counters, waveform generators, data transferring using UARTs used by the task scheduler of the operating systems, various electrical systems and communication systems, and so on. Now let's see its classification. So depending upon the features of the interrupts, these are classified into 3 groups. The first one is whether they can be masked or not. They are vectored or non-vectored. Vectored means that whether they have predefined memory locations specified to each interrupt or not. Triggering, whether they are edge triggered or the level triggered. Here students, I want to tell you the important point that these interrupts are asynchronous in nature. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that it can be initiated at any time without reference to the system clock, while the microprocessor will respond or control the process with respect to the system clock. Okay, so now let's see the various interrupt inputs. So there are 5 interrupt inputs. These are INTR, RST 5.5, 6.5, 7.5 and the trap. Apart from these inputs, there is one output, that is the acknowledging signal INTA bar. Except this INTR interrupt, rest of the interrupts are vectored, which means that there is a predefined memory location is assigned to these interrupts, and when the signal is arrived, the control is transferred to these memory locations. And here the starting address of service routine is mentioned, and this service routine is the service request or the task that external device want to microprocessor perform. Okay, so this table is called interrupt vector table. This is very important table. And now suppose the situation where more than one interrupt is received by the microprocessor. How the microprocessor will handle these interrupts? So there is a predefined priority to all these interrupts. It is the lowest priority is given to the INTR and highest priority is given to the trap interrupt, and then 7.5, 6.5 and 5.5. So this is the priority of the interrupts. Now let's see each interrupt in detail. So the first one is trap. So students, before going into detail of the trap interrupt, first tell me what the name is suggesting. Trap. It means it is going to trap the microprocessor. That means whenever external device want microprocessor to perform some task on urgent basis, it will send the trap interrupt. Okay, now the first point is it is non-maskable because it should be handled urgently, and it is vectored. As you have already seen, it has the highest priority among all the interrupts, and trap is level and edge sensitive. It means that input should go low to high and then remain high so that microprocessor will address this signal. Okay, next is it does not require any external hardware. because it is vectored. Already a memory location is assigned to this interrupt, so there is no need of any external hardware to generate these memory locations. And it is independent of EI instruction. EI stands for the enable interrupt. These instructions are used for all the maskable interrupts, and where the trap interrupt can be used, it is used in the critical events like power failure or emergency shutoff, which should be handled urgently by the microprocessor. Apart from these features, there is one important point regarding the trap interrupt, that it has lower priority than hold signal in DMA devices. DMA stands for direct memory access. This is very important point and mainly asked in interviews. Now the next one is RST 7.5. This interrupt is maskable and vectored. It has the second highest priority, lower than the trap interrupt, and it is positive edge sensitive. It does not require any external hardware while it is controlled by the AI and DI instructions. So these instructions I will discuss in my next video. So students, please subscribe the channel to get more on the interrupts. Now the next one is RST 6.5 and 5.5. These interrupts are maskable and vectored, you already know, and the priority is third and fourth respectively. Both are level sensitive and both do not require any external hardware while controlled by the EI and DI instructions. And the last one is INTR interrupt. This interrupt is maskable and only non-vectored interrupt. It means there is no predefined memory location is specified to this interrupt. It is the lowest priority interrupt and it is level sensitive. It requires external hardware because it is non-vectored and it is controlled by the EI and DI instructions. So how this memory location is generated for the INTR? There are some specific conditions for this. For the INTR interrupt, the EI instruction should be written in the main program. INTA bar signals should be 0. It means interrupt acknowledge signal should be active, and along with some external hardware, it will generate RST instruction. These RST instructions you have already studied in my previous video, and for these RST instructions the predefined memory location is allotted and the program control will transfer to the assigned memory location where the starting address of the service routine is mentioned. Okay, now let's see the important facts from the topic. So let's see the striking difference between these interrupts. The first one is the priority. So the INTR has the lowest priority and trap has the highest priority. Trap is the only non-maskable interrupt. That's why it is independent of EI and DI instruction, enable interrupt and disable interrupt, and it is level and edge sensitive. The only interrupt which is unmasked by the SIM instruction is RST 7.5. It is also edge triggered interrupt. RST 6.5, 5.5 and INTR. These three interrupts are level sensitive, and INTR is the only interrupt which is non-vectored. And one more important point, that for only this INTR interrupt, it requires external hardware to generate the RST code. Now let's see the frequently asked questions from the topic. So the first one is, write short notes on interrupts of 8085 microprocessor. And the next one is, what are the conditions to insert RSTN instructions? I hope you have seen the video very thoroughly, so you know what are the conditions. So this is EI instruction should be written in the main program, interrupt acknowledging signal should be active, and there must be use of external hardware. Next, explain the interrupt vector table of 8085 microprocessor. This is the table where the memory locations are assigned to the interrupts. So students, this is all about the interrupt inputs. The next video is dedicated to the interrupt instructions and some programs on interrupts. I hope students you like the video, so please subscribe the channel for more contents. And if you have any queries regarding microprocessor 8085, 8086 and microcontroller 8051, VLSI design, VLSI EDA tools, analog electronics and digital electronics, etc., you can write me in the comment section or mail me. My mail ID is given in the description of the video. Thank you so much and have a nice day.